All right, everybody, welcome to the webinar. We're really excited that you're here. Go ahead and just introduce yourself in the chat, and we're going to get started in a few minutes. We like to just give it a little bit of extra time to make sure that everybody makes it. So just hang tight. We'll be starting shortly.
So if you're just joining us, just type your name in the chat there. Let us know you're here. Also type in the city that you're from so everyone can kind of see where everyone is located. And we'll get
All right, guys, we're going to give it one more minute, and then we're going to get started. All right, let's go ahead and get started, everyone.
And again, if you're just joining us, just type your name in the chat. We know who's jiving with us today.
All right, so to start things off, as always, we always want to make sure that you know who you're getting your information from. So what we wanted to start out with here is just give you a little bit of a brief intro of us and what we're doing. So first off, I'm Dave Fox. I'm CEO of Focus Global Talent Solutions. I have been in the IT staffing world since 2010, so I've got quite a bit of experience here. Worked in a lot of different areas of IT staffing, but currently Focus GTS is very much focused on artificial intelligence and data science, hence why we're doing this presentation today. In December 2013, I was previously part of a company called the Specialist Staffing Group. It was a $1 billion company, a publicly listed staffing firm. And in December of 2013, we actually created the fastest growing startup in the history of that company. So it was through that we actually learned the power of focusing on a niche. And that is one of the reasons that we're focusing on AI and data science in the current company we have. And this past year, January 2018, we launched Focus GTS. So without further ado, I'm going to let Brittany run you through her background.
Awesome. And also, if you guys might notice, we share the same last name. So Dave and I are married, and we decided to do this venture together because I was in the real estate industry before, and I was playing 8 years of matchmaking. So basically, I was matching apartments and people, and now I'm doing the same thing in the staffing industry, and I'm matching people with their new opportunities in the job space. So I was also a featured speaker at the 2018 Women in Data Science by Stanford University. I was on the career panel, and we were discussing hiring trends and skill sets that are needed in the marketplace. I also have extensive experience working with large companies throughout the country, and I'm a leader in the AI and data science recruitment space. So I am the go-to person when it comes to finding talent within this space.
Awesome. And just to recap really quick, so Brittany and I although we have a lot of experience finding talent in these spaces, we're not technical, we don't code. So as we're going through these 10 skills, we just want to let you guys know that if we make an error or anything, please don't take it too hard on us. Understand that we're learning just like everybody else. But we're trying to provide you as much relevant information as we're seeing in the market as possible. So really excited about this. Anything to add to that, Britt?
No, I think we're ready to get going. So
Okay.
with the first one.
Yeah, so number one is machine learning. So machine learning, first skill that is trending right now in the AI space. So what is it? We're going to basically go through each one and basically go through what is it, why it matters, and where you can learn it. Okay, so starting off, first, what is machine learning? So machine learning is actually a subset of artificial intelligence. So instead of relying on explicit programming, it's a system through which computers use a massive set of data and apply algorithms to train on and teach themselves to make predictions. So why is machine learning important? Machine learning systems are able to quickly apply knowledge and training from large data sets to excel at things like facial recognition, speech recognition, object recognition, and translation, as well as many other tasks. So often humans, when they're making decisions, we make very emotional-based decisions. What's nice about machines making those decisions for us is they can make decisions completely based on logic. And although a lot of the times we think we can do that, emotions do get involved. So I think as we see more and more of machines making decisions that humans could be making, we're going to see more logical decisions. And ultimately, depending on what side of the fence you're on, that might be a really good thing or a really bad thing. So where can you learn machine learning? So it's really cool. So developers.google.com has a 15-hour crash course that includes 25 lessons, 40 exercises, lectures from Google researchers, and interactive visualizations of algorithms. Just to let you guys know, these links here, we are going to be sending you an email after the webinar with all of the links. So if you don't worry about writing this whole thing down, it's going to be there after the webinar. So that's fine.
And then so the second skill that we're seeing is Python. So what is Python? It is a programming language, and Python has an easy implementation for OpenCV. So what makes Python favorite for everyone is its powerful and easy implementation. So, I mean, Python is powerful and it's fast. It integrates well with others, and it runs everywhere, and it's easy to learn. So why is this important? Well, it's the most popular language in the AI field. So 9 out of 10 data scientist positions are requiring that you know Python as a skill set. So even a programmer with basic knowledge can easily handle Python. Apart from that, the time someone spends on writing and debugging code in Python is way less compared to, say, C or C++ and Java. This is exactly what people within the AI field are looking to accomplish. So where can you learn Python? Here, Springboard has a great opportunity for you to learn it. I'm also going to send you a couple other links in the email, but Coding Academy has a great one, and also learnpython.org is a great resource.
Awesome. So on to number 3. Now we're going to talk about R. So what's R? R is also, much like Python, it's also a programming language, but it's also a software environment for statistical computing and graphics that's widely used among statisticians, data miners, data analysis, and as Brittany was saying earlier, data scientists. Why it matters? Well, so R is considered really a statistical software. So it's somewhat similar to SAS or SPSS. And it's very specialized and well suited for statistics, data analysis, and data visualization. It is therefore going to be a little less flexible than Python and diverse of a language compared to Python. So what we would say is, if you are doing something with data, R and Python are probably going to be on the same level. Now, if you're doing something without data, obviously Python is going to be a better choice for you. It's also got a very vast community of people that specialize in these fields. So where you can learn it. So datacamp.com has a fantastic free introduction to R course, but it's pretty extensive. I wouldn't say it's just an introduction, it's pretty extensive. So check it out. Again, all these links are going to be sent to you at the end of this webinar. Now, really quick, we always want to make sure that people are with us as we're going through this. So we're on number 3. We got another 7 to go. So if you are tracking with us, if you're following along, if you're here with us, if you can just write yes, or we're following along with you, or this is awesome. If it is, that would be awesome. And we will keep going here on to number 4.
Yeah, so number 4 is data science. So data science is a very broad term, right? And I'm sure we've all heard, if you're listening to this webinar, that data science is the sexiest job of the 21st century. So it's also a job, but there's a lot of different skills within data science, and you also have different levels of data scientists, whether they're the PhD level, or if they're more on the business side of things, or they're just the hands-on coder, digging through the data. But so what is data science? So data science is to collect, analyze, and interpret large amounts of data by using machine learning and predictive analytics to gain insight beyond statistical analysis. So, I mean, with data science, there's a lot of cleaning and wrangling the data, as we all know. I think that's the least sexy part of the job that is often not discussed, but that's such a big part of the job. The data analysis, the modeling and statistic, engineering, and prototyping. So why is this important? Well, data scientists are the people who make sense out of all the data and understanding it and drawing business, medical, financial, and manufacturing, whatever industry that may fall under. So where can you learn it? So I'm not going to put a link here, but data science, I've never heard a hiring manager ask or be impressed necessarily by someone getting a certificate in data science, because it's such a broad field, right? So I think you need to be involved in Kaggle competitions. They want to be able to see your coding. You need to have a GitHub to be able to show your work. And also you definitely, as mentioned earlier, you need to learn Python and R.
Awesome. So coming in at number 5, we have Tensor Flow. So what is it? So Tensor Flow is an open source software library for high performance numerical computation. Its flexible architecture allows easy deployment of computation across a variety of platforms, and from desktops to clusters of servers to mobile and edge devices. Originally, TensorFlow was developed by researchers and engineers from the Google Brain team within Google's AI organization. It comes with strong support for machine learning and deep learning, and the flexible numerical computation core is used across many other scientific disciplines. So why it matters? So TensorFlow is now arguably the best deep learning library available. And as you've probably seen, Google is pumping a ton of money into AI and AI research. I don't know if you guys saw the recent Google AI Assistant video. If you haven't seen it, Google it or get on YouTube. It is awesome. I think it's called the Duplex. And it just really shows how cutting edge what Google is doing with AI is. So any product developed by them is going to be great. And I think this is going to be a big player for a long time. So where can you learn it? So tensorflow.org has some great tutorials. And not only tutorials, it's got very in-depth information. So if you want to learn TensorFlow, jump on tensorflow.org and check it out. Once again, just want to remind you, we're going to be sending out all these links at the end of the presentation.
Awesome. So number 6, big data. So what is it? In a nutshell, big data is your data. It's the information owned by your company, obtained and processed through new techniques to produce value in the best way possible. So data is among an organization's most important asset, right? So today, every 2 days, we create as much data as we did from the beginning of time until 2000. So, I mean, there's so much data out there that to make sense of all this messy data, big data projects often use cutting edge analytics involving AI and machine learning. And why it matters. So there's nothing new about the notion of big data, which has been around since at least 2001. But by teaching computers to identify what this data represents through things like image recognition or NLP, for example, they can learn to spot patterns much more quickly and reliable than humans, and also the amount of time that it's going to save. There's just, I don't know if there's enough people to be able to handle the amount of data we're creating every single day. So for businesses, the ability to leverage their big data is going to become increasingly critical in the coming years. So if your company is not learning to utilize their big data and use these AI techniques to make better decisions, they're quickly going to be left behind. So where can you learn it? Cognitive Class AI has a great introduction about big data and what it is, and also what all it involves as far as on the data science side of things.
Awesome. So now let's talk about Java. So if you're on this thing and you haven't heard of Java, you might have gone into the wrong webinar, because I think pretty much everybody in the IT world has heard of Java. But let's recap it anyway. So Java is the most widely used programming language in the world. Large organizations in the public and private sector have enormous Java code bases and rely heavily on the Java virtual machine as a computing environment. In particular, much of the open source big data stack is written for the Java virtual machine. So this includes all of the Apache stuff such as Hadoop, Spark, Lucene, Solr, Kafka, and Cassandra for data storage. And that's just to name a few. So why it matters. Since access to data is a prerequisite to building AI and machine learning solutions, AI tools need to integrate well with those technologies. As you can probably tell, AI starts with the data you gather. That's why AI and machine learning the tooling that you choose is crucial. So if a company has their entire code base in Java, if you can develop your AI tools in Java, it's only going to be more seamless for you to use those things. So where you can learn it. There's a ton of places online where you could actually learn Java, but if you specifically want to learn Java from an AI standpoint, you got to go to deeplearning4j.org. They have an intensive library of all sorts of tutorials, lessons, and things like that you can really get up to speed on this, and tons of stuff that you can learn. So before we go on to 8, we just want to make sure that everybody's with us again. So if you're following along, if you can just write in there yes or we're with you, that would be fantastic. And let's go on to skill 8.
Yeah, so number 8 is data mining. So what is it? So data mining is the process of finding anomalies, patterns, and correlations within large data sets to predict outcomes. So using a broad range of techniques, you can use this information to increase revenue, cut cost, improve customer relations, and reduce risk. Data mining can separate existing information to highlight patterns and serve as foundations for AI and machine learning. And why is this important? Well, in general, the benefits of data mining come from the ability to uncover hidden patterns and relationships in data that can be used to make predictions that impact your business. So data mining isn't as much as a method to prove a hypothesis as much as it is a method for framing various hypotheses. So data mining can find the answers to questions that you haven't thought to ask yet. So what are the patterns? Which statistics are most surprising? What's the correlation between A and B? So data mining is an integral part of coding programming with the information, statistics, and data necessary for AI to create a solution. So where can you learn it? So there's two, sorry about that. So there's two options. So I will send you on the email, there's gonna be an ebook that I recommend that you look into. And also Udemy has a great course on data mining. With that, we're gonna jump to number 9.
Okay, so number 9, Apache Spark. So what is it? So Brittany was talking about big data earlier and the analytics engines for it. So Apache Spark is one of those. It's a lightning fast unified analytics engine for big data and machine learning. Since its release, it has gained rapid adoption by enterprises across a wide range of industries. So why it matters. If you haven't noticed one central theme here in this presentation with AI, it's data. It all starts with data. And the speed at which you can access that data is going to make all the difference to companies and individuals that are working on these projects, right? So because of that and Apache Spark's amazing speed, that's why it's such a big player in this. So where you can learn it, hacker.io has an in-depth tutorial. So if you go to tutorial/learn Apache Spark, you can learn this there.
Awesome. And so to wrap it up, number 10, computer vision, maybe one of the most exciting ones we're going to talk about, in my opinion. So first, let's define what is it? What is computer vision? So computer vision is an interdisciplinary field that deals with how computers can be made for gaining high-level understanding from digital images or videos. So the short definition, computer vision is when a computer or a machine has sight. But to get a little bit more technical, computer vision is the process of recording and playing back light fragments. So computer vision does a great job at seeing what we can see as humans. and to take the details and interpret all the information. However, when we tell a computer to see something and we code it the right way, it can see it better than almost any human eye, but it can see all the factors that the human can as far as like emotional side of things. So why is this important? So computer vision's goal is not only to see, but also to process and provide useful results based on the observation. So when using computer vision for facial recognition, identification, it's an extra added way to add verification, emotional analysis, and crowd analytics. So computer vision is great for vision biometrics. You can recognize people who have been missing through iris patterns, 3D printing and image capturing, smart cars. I mean, this is a huge technology behind through the autonomous driving, I'm like slurring the word, but also the medical images and 3D imaging and image guided surgery is just a huge opportunity that is just really beginning to grow. So we have so much more opportunities that are being presented. So where can you learn it? So Udacity has a great course with an introduction to computer vision, and also Coursera. So I think we might have got these mixed up. So this O'Reilly is the ebook, but I'm going to send you that link. But Coursera, will send it to you on the email. It's a great way to an introduction with deep learning within computer vision.
Awesome. So to wrap it up, like always, we told you guys this wasn't going to be that much time. So we're going to open this up for some questions that you may have for us. Ultimately, this list is not exhaustive. There are other skills that you need to know and different combinations of this, but this is what we are seeing in the market that are the most requested by clients we're working with, and what candidates are learning right now. So really, really important. So first things first, to conclude. So we believe that the AI revolution is upon us. Just like in the early or the late 90s and early 2000s, as the internet was starting to boom, I believe we're right on the cusp of this here with AI. And I think that the world's going to be completely different looking 10 years from now than it is right now. Like we can't even imagine the change that this is going to bring upon humanity. Again, some people might think it's scary, but ultimately, we've always used machines for our good. So if we can keep that, I think it's going to be really powerful.
And it creates a lot of opportunities for new jobs and to be able to learn new skill sets. So especially within the IT space, this is a huge opportunity. So riding the wave is the best way to make money. So that's kind of ties into what I just said. A lot of people are scared it's going to take away the jobs, but in my opinion, it's just going to create new opportunity. And if you are jumping on this train now, you're going to be that much more prepared for when the jobs start shifting.
And whether it's you starting a company that focuses on AI technology, or it's you just being a specialist that can help companies reach their goals, either way, you can make a lot of money riding this wave. Finally, most of these skills, as you've seen, can be developed for free. It's great, and you can pay for more in-depth stuff, but ultimately, we live in an age where information is limitless to us. So you're in a really good situation that you can develop a lot of these skills for free.
Yeah, and as mentioned, I think GitHub is such an important way to be able to show your work. A lot of my hiring managers want to see my technical candidates work. So if you're not active on GitHub, I can't recommend it enough to start coding in it now or uploading your code there to be able to show your work. So that way you don't have to go create something when you are in that process of looking for a new position. You're already able to show your work.
Awesome. And finally, we want to be able to be your career coach. So if you're looking for something new, or you want to know what we're seeing in the market, or you want to develop your skills, this is what we do. We talk to people in this space all the time. So at the end of this, like we said, we're going to send you all these links. We're also going to send you a link that if you want to book a one-on-one call with us, whether Brittany or myself, you are more than welcome to, and we'd be happy to talk to you about what we're seeing in the market, how we can make sure that you're prepared for your next position, or even see what we have potentially for you. So with that, we're going to open this up really quick to some questions. So we'll just jump on the camera here. And if you have any questions for us, you are more than welcome to do that now. Awesome. So here we are. So if anybody has any questions, go ahead and type them in the chat. Let me just pull up the chat here. Awesome. So yeah, any questions you guys have? I think we have one right there from Daniel.
How do you guys see the South Florida market and compared with other regions in the country? Well, that's super interesting, Daniel, because we are based here in South Florida. We do cover the entire country.
Yeah.
I mean, Florida is definitely not like your New York, your San Fran area, but the job opportunities are starting to grow. And we're seeing a lot of startup companies move here to be able to launch their AI companies. And also, we're working with several global companies that are growing their artificial intelligence teams. So it's slower than the rest of the country, but it's also not as far behind as some of the other locations in the US, but I think we're slowly starting to get there. So I think there's a lot of opportunity right now.
And also, I think South Florida is a tech hub. Like, it's starting to gain that that reputation, especially like in Palm Beach and stuff like that. So it is up and coming. So when we talk about riding the waves of trends, like it could be a really good place to be, which actually ties perfectly into Rahiv's question: what are the best cities to be in? So, I mean, obviously, if you want the most opportunity, you're going to find it in big cities like the Bay Area or big metropolitan areas, I should say. So the Bay Area or the New York City area.
DC, Chicago.
Yeah.
But I would also say that you're dealing with the toughest competition, right?
Yeah.
So you are dealing with the best of the best. And maybe you are one of those people as well. But if you're looking, I've seen people who are getting jobs, especially here in South Florida, that would take them 5 more years to be able to get that type of opportunity in, say, the Bay Area or New York, just because they have so many competitors. But if you're willing to maybe go to a city that's not as, quote, hot for those type of jobs, you're going to have a lot more opportunity.
Awesome. So anybody else have any questions, feel free to throw them in the chat.
Yeah, I see someone joined late. We'll definitely send out an email at the end with all of the resources for the trainings and information.
And there'll also be a replay for this. So if you want to watch this again, you're going to be more than welcome to, because you'll get the link to that. Julian says, where should I look for entry-level positions within data science? That's a great question for Brittany.
Yeah, so with data science, oftentimes you'll see, I mean, with a lot of these tech jobs, they want to have a lot of experience, right? But a great way to get into a data science position is to start as a data analyst and work your way into a data science field. But also, again, it's just, they want to see that you can do that work. So getting your GitHub up is super important to be able to show your coding, and also your mathematical and your statistical background is very important. So making sure you're staying up to date with those skill sets.
And I think just to add to that, it's so important to be able to show people what you can do on your own. Yeah. Like any area that we deal with, managers love to see people taking initiative and be able to be like, look, I just did this on my own, not because I was paid for it, but because I'm actually truly interested in this. And those type of things speak volumes for people. So
yeah, like the Kaggle competition is a huge one that I hear positive feedback from managers when they've seen that versus you going and just getting a certificate.
Awesome. So we have a couple more minutes. If anybody else has any questions, you can post them up. Like we said, we're gonna send this all out to you afterwards with the links. And we really hope you guys found. We really hope you guys found this valuable. We love doing this stuff, and our goal is to just be a source of knowledge that we can share with the community. We're not about we're not about just selling what we do, because obviously we want to help people get jobs and work with clients. But at the end of the day, we want to be a resource for you, because we spend all this time in the market all the time talking to people, and there's just so much information that passes through us that we need to funnel it to people. Yeah. So it doesn't look like there's any other questions yet. Yeah. So it's been awesome. Thank you guys so much. We're glad we could finish this up for you so you can get on with your day. But we've really enjoyed having you guys here. And hopefully we'll see you on the next one, and you'll get that email shortly after this.
Awesome. All right. Take care, guys.
Thanks so much. Bye-bye.